the podcast right here. And let's kick this pig, Josh.
Yo, yo, yo.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do
All
it.
right, let's do it.
Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Redskins and the Baltimore Ravens, and we'll also recap a little bit about the game against the Browns. We'll give you an update on all things Redskins, this, and much, much more, live with Aaron and Josh. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, Josh?
Yo, yo, yo. What's happening?
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football episode 414, in which we discuss the Redskins' victory against the Baltimore Ravens in the non-rivalry that people try to make a rivalry out of.
Baltimore Ravens.
The Raven.
The non-rivalry battle of the Beltway.
Yeah, dudes. We'd like to give a shout out to our benevolent sponsor, Desmond Seeley, who you can reach at Desmond Seeley 2 on Twitter. And we're also, once again, live on YouTube. So anyone in there, we will look at your chats and comment on them. That's Josh's job during this podcast. Give a little update on our co-founder, John. As a lot of you know, he received his heart transplant merely, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, right? 2.
Yeah, and he was out of the hospital in only 9 days, which was the third best all time, he said, to get out of the hospital.
Third best all time. Then tiny little snafu, which they hadn't figured out, right?
Yeah, he thought he'd be able to do the podcast this week. He was all pumped for it, literally. And then he had to go back in because he had a little fever. But the good news is he was sprung out of there today, and he'll be able to watch the game tomorrow from the comfort of his own Redskins room. So
that's right.
Thanks to everyone for their thoughts and prayers for John, and you can send him email at john@harryhogfootball.com if you would like.
.com.
And he's probably listening right now if he's awake.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, John. We're missing you, brother. Ready for you to come on back.
Yep. So, anyway, let's see about the game. I watched it. The reason why we didn't have a podcast last week, in addition to John's excuses, I was stuck in Florida during that hurricane.
John had no excuse last week.
He had no excuse. It was. I'm surprised he didn't get Josh's Kicking the Balls award for missing the podcast. He still might.
I'm kicking John in the balls because he got a new heart, and that's no excuse.
You could have scheduled that not during the game.
That's right. Can you wait till the off season to schedule that, dude? Seriously.
Anyway. So I was stuck down at the Disney World in the hurricane, and John was getting a heart transplant, and Josh, I don't know what his excuse was, but he just took off his 70s retro Redskins. Is that a motorcycle helmet that looks like an old school Redskins helmet?
Dude, it's a motorcycle helmet, and I ordered the official Redskins helmet decals. Made it up, man.
So it's like an actual legitimate helmet. Like, it's really safety.
I actually wear this when I'm out 2 weeks.
That's hilarious, man.
And I probably look mighty special.
You need to put a face mask on it. You need a face mask on that thing.
Here, let's see if we can do something a little bit different. Let's go. I'm going to do switching it up today. We're going to switch it up. We'll go this.
You're going to put in your heart. You're going to work.
Going to work. Going to work.
Dude, I remember you used to go to job sites with you when you were specking stuff out, and that you would go in there with that Redskins hard hat, and everyone would be like, "Man, I'm a Cowboys fan."
And I'd be like, "Get out of here." I'd be like, "Get off my job site."
Dude, I noticed that someone on our YouTube page put last week, "Hey, I didn't know that This is trippy. I didn't know that John looked like a small John Goodman.
What?
That was on the page, dude. People were like giving comments like, I'm glad you guys are going to YouTube, but I guess they're all tripped out because they had no idea what we really looked like for 12 years, except for Will in Maryland.
I didn't know John. Yeah, Will in Maryland, and also Danny, one of our original listeners. Dude, Danny's like graduated from college now.
Is he tuned in on YouTube?
I'm not sure if he is or not. I don't see him right now, but
anyway, yeah, you never know when we're gonna pop up and like actually show up and do a podcast. So,
I mean, Danny has been with us literally for half of his life.
Yeah, he went to Radford. Go Radford.
Just gonna point that
Go
out.
Highlanders. Undefeated in football.
You mean Highlanders?
That's what I said.
I thought you said Islanders.
No, not New York.
The Radford Islanders.
anyway, let's get to the Ravens game.
Yes, let's.
My first impressions of the game were that we, started off kind of slow. They were running all over us, and as the game went on, our defense actually got better, a lot better. Like from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, it was like a night and day difference on our defense, which I don't quite understand because we kept having injuries and everything else. And it's probably going to be a pretty big injury report today. But overall, we got better. And we got to see, my other thing I wanted to say is we had a sighting for Fat Rob. I was excited about that because he's going to be big going forward. He's going to be big and fat.
That means I actually have to pull up the injury report here for today.
We don't have John here to bail us out.
I know, right? Okay. We got this going now. Yeah, it was, I got to say, my take on the game was that I was a little concerned for a while. I like you, I don't understand why we were looking as bad, as poorly as we did. All the way around. I think, I don't know. I'll leave it for more discussion as we get into some further things with kicks and balls and everything else. So,
yeah, I want to say that in the beginning of the game, your dog, Jamison Crowder, bailed us out, kept us in the game with that punt return. And the special teams were actually Crowder, looking good.
He made Duke proud last week.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Ianacho. I'm talking about the Duke University. They all say the Duke University now.
The Duke. Anyway, right now I'm pulling up. Every week I like to check out the DC Sports Blog by Scott Allen. He does the best and worst, and it helps me remember stuff about the game. Even though I rewatched it again on Tuesday night, but I'm still like, it's been like 5 more days since I watched it again. Oh, yeah, dude. I wanted to point this out about the game. We had, all right, think about this. We had luck was on our side during this game, all right? We had 2 turnovers within our own 20-yard line, and the Ravens scored 0 points on those. If you'll remember, Matt Jones fumbled early on inside our 20, and then our defense held strong, and then they had to try that fake punt. That I think it was Compton. It hit him in the back of the helmet. Am I right on that?
Yeah, dude. He was like running down there, and the thing just like hit him in the back of the head.
And the announcers were like,
and it like bounced. It like went dong and bounced right off his head.
It was Sam Rosen had to step in for Kenny Albert because Kenny Albert, the Nats game, got moved to the same time as the Redskins game. So
he had to go over to the Nats game.
So they had to call in Sam Rosen at the last minute, and he's like, "That's the way to use your head." So we got lucky on that, right? And then, dude, how about the horrible interception that Kirk Cousins threw? The guy picks it off, runs it all the way down to the 1, and then fumbles it in and out of the end zone for a touchback. And I was like, touchback, all the way. Yep. And then they called it. And then all after the game, oh my goodness, dude. All after the game, all these Ravens people were like, "Oh, that's the worst rule ever. We totally got ripped off. It's the worst rule." I'm like, dude, that happened to us like last year, wasn't it? It's like what goes around eventually comes around. But still.
That's right.
So anyway, those 2 turnovers could have been costly, and they weren't. And then there was another thing that could have been super costly, which was the missed extra point. Dude, I swear, that extra point. I watched that extra point. I was watching it, and I looked up, and it was going through, and I looked down at my phone to text you probably.
Yep.
Or maybe John. Was John texting during this game? I think he was.
A little bit, I think he was.
Yeah, he was actually texting me. And then I looked back up, and I'm like, what do you mean it was bad? And then I watched the replay, and it took a 90-degree turn at the last second.
Yep.
The wind was crazy.
Dude, it was literally just going, and then whoop.
Yeah. It was insane. The whole game was kind of crazy. The whole game was crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was too much back and forth nail biter for me, though. I thought we should have played a lot better than we did. I expected us to. I mean, the thing is, man, our defense. I don't know. I mean, like you said, I don't know what we've got to do to get our defense better.
They were better, but if they can play like they did towards the third and fourth quarter all the time, we'd be in good shape.
Did they move up in the rankings this week?
I don't know, but all right, there was that, and then there was the fact that for whatever reason, these teams just stop running against us. We can't stop the run, and then they just stop running.
Hey, we have moved up in the rankings, guys. We are no longer 30th in defense.
What are we, 29th?
27th.
Dude, what's our what were the defensive stats? Do you have that stat sheet pulled up?
Baltimore's 5th. The defensive stats, yeah, I got them. Defensive stats on the game. Sorry, I moved over to the play-by-play here. Let's look at the stats. Team stats on the recap. Sorry. What do you want to know? What can I tell you?
What was the Ravens total yards and stuff like that?
Yeah, Ravens total yards on the day were 306 total yards, and we had 310 total yards. So it seemed like we were fairly evenly matched when it came to at least our offense playing well against the other's defense.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Does it break it down by first and second half? Because the second half, we shut them out, dude. They had 0 points in the entire second half.
I don't have that breakdown here in front of me. I can say this though. I think turnovers. Turnovers. I mean, we were just so evenly matched. I mean, we had 2 turnovers. They had 1 turnover. Possession, time of possession. We won this game. We had the ball with less time of possession. When I say less, by almost exactly a minute. It was 50 seconds less.
Dude, that's not much. Because if you'll remember in the first quarter, the Ravens had the ball 12 minutes out of the first quarter.
That's right. And then we ended up with the ball for 29 minutes, 35 seconds. They had it for 30 minutes, 25 seconds.
Yeah.
We both had 18 first downs. I mean, it was literally back and forth. We were evenly matched. And when you look at that and you look at what the rankings are, where everyone's putting us in the rankings and putting Baltimore in the rankings, I mean, we came into the game 30th in defense. Baltimore was 4th or 5th or something like that.
What's Baltimore in defense now?
They're showing in 5th in defense.
Yeah, I mean, another dude that had a big game in my mind, which I always loosely say the next Art Monk. It was just by the way he comes through clutch when we really need him. Is Pierre Garçon. He had some big catches in this, including the touchdown pass.
Yep.
And I also wanted to say that Trent Murphy and Ryan Kerrigan both had sacks, and there was another sack, so we had at least 3. We held them to. I have a stat here. We had 3 3-and-outs in the second half. We held the Ravens to 3 3-and-outs, and Joe Flacco just towards the end of the third and the entire fourth quarter, he just looked like I don't know where I can throw the ball. It was
right.
They had that one. I mean, I have to say that Steve Smith went out early in the game, and that could have been a huge thing. They kept trying to throw that Perriman dude, and the Ravens were literally, like you were saying, how evenly matched it was. They were like a half a step from winning the game if that dude's foot was in the end zone.
Yeah, but Steve Smith went out at the same time Josh Norman went out. We lost Norman at the same time.
Yeah, Norman came back.
He did come back, but that Perriman guy was looking good, I thought, for Baltimore. I mean, they seem to have depth at that position, you know? Didn't seem to matter, though. The thing I still don't understand is why don't we put Josh Norman, why don't we move him around to the primary threat?
Well, we've been doing that a little bit more, dude.
A little bit, maybe, but not, I don't think enough. I mean, I think that we have this guy, we paid all this money for him, we got this contract, he's obviously one of the best in the league. Why not line him up against the best receiver the other team has always?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Everyone's saying that. But I don't even remember Josh Norman that much in this game, so I guess they're pretty much avoiding him. I remember another thing about the game before I even forget. We only had like 3 or maybe 4 penalties, and 2 of them were those BS pass interference calls. Remember the one on who was it? Compton? Someone, they said that he didn't look back. And then we had, I don't think there were any on the offense, is what I'm getting at here. There might have been 1 illegal motion. There's no holding penalties on the offense. And
Right.
And one of the big things under that is notice who wasn't playing anymore, Lichtensteiger. And there's no hold. Do you have the penalty stat pulled up for us versus the Ravens? I'm trying to I think one might have been a block in the back that we had. John's favorite penalty.
Yeah, it's not giving me penalties this week for some reason. The box scores not it. All the stat scores I usually go into are giving me some different stuff, so I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, but I mean,
There just weren't that many though.
it was a hard fought game, and over the course of the game, I kind of got a feeling that somehow, even though I felt like there's injuries and everything, that our defense got better. And our offense played okay. I mean, they were going up against what you said, the 5th-ranked defense. So, I mean, that's encouraging going in against the Eagles, who lost to the Lions, I might say.
Yeah, our offense played okay, but if you think about it, I mean, it was sluggish. It was slow moving. I mean, we had that one run back by Jamison Crowder. I mean, so really, offensively, we only scored once, right? What else do we have going?
We got a field goal.
That's
and then
it.
we had 1 drive. Yeah, I mean, our defense kept us in it. But what I'm saying is their defense is so supposedly really good, 5th in the league, and we were able to score more points than they did with our 30th ranked defense. So, I mean, I think we got better. I mean, I'm still concerned, but, you know, I thought they played pretty well in this game, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm still not convinced. I still feel like they needed to play a lot better. And, you know, I'm concerned moving forward that we're not at a place we need to be. I think it's a little bit of smoke. I think we've come up against some teams that haven't been the best. I do agree that the Ravens defense was supposed to be good, but I don't know. I just don't see us making the big plays. And I mean, maybe we did get better in the second half. I'll agree with that. I don't know. I'm going to watch this week and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when the Eagles come to town against us off of their first loss against the Lions. It's a huge game, dude. We got to win because the stupid Cowboys won again.
I know.
We got to beat the Eagles. So, you know, we'll see what happens. And we got some potential big injuries that could hurt our chances to do that. Is anyone like logging in and commenting on YouTube?
Yeah, we got some folks here. We got Rabbit Rads here again. We got Brad Ritchie. We got DJ Cool 4. Alamo City Live started chiming in really easy. So yeah, some folks that are jumping on the live stream here. But even if you don't listen on the live stream, make sure you check out the YouTube channel now. And we're still posting everything to iTunes, correct, Aaron?
Yeah, everything's going up as normal. The podcast is being recorded simultaneously somehow from my little computer that's handling all this. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe on the YouTube channel so that we can get our URL that's not these jumble of letters. We have to have 100 subscribers, and we're going there. And who'd you say it was? DJ Cool 4? I think he's the guy that said that Jay thought John looked like a small John Goodman.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty
he's
sure.
on. Yeah, he said 17 plus 17 yards on a Kirk interception.
Yeah, I mean, that's luck, dude. 17 yards on an interception in your favor inside your 20. It just doesn't happen. And it rarely happens to us. I mean, we obviously had the luck that day on our side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, what else we want to talk about, dudes? I know that you've got some moving you have to do. We can barely squeeze this thing in, even. But let's take our short break, I guess, and we come back and give our games and kicks.
Yeah, let's come back. I think we can talk a little bit more about this game going into the games and kicks, with some more stats. But yeah, let's do that, and we'll do it on the other side. I'm going to say hello to all these people that are listening right now.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you're on the YouTube channel, go ahead and tell us what you want us to chat about, and we'll do it. All right, we'll talk to you after this very short 5-second break. By the way, Josh, we still need to get a new commercial for this season. That's your area.
Is it?
You're listening to Harry Hog Football.
Please hang up and try again.
All right. That was the break. We're back.
That was so fancy.
I know, dude. We used to try to make it all fancy. Now we're just like, whatever.
See what happens. You do this for 12
Who cares?
years.
There's no one listening anyway.
I dare somebody to go back and listen to all 12 years of our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I think at one point you were saying 13. I think it's just 12, and we've been doing this since I was in my mid-20s, and I'm about to be 40. Next month. Josh is taking me to Vegas for my birthday.
Nice. We'll be there next week. If anybody's in Vegas next week, come out and join us, and we'll raise a beer to Aaron's 40s that are upcoming.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, we don't even need to do an injury report because Rabbit Rads feeds us the injury reports every week
All right.
now on YouTube.
All right, cool. Here it is. Injury report with Rabbit Raz. All right, what do we got?
All right. Rabbit says Reed and Cravens are out for the Eagles game.
Wait, Reed is out? I thought he was questionable. Is this just in? Can we substantiate this?
I don't know. I'm taking it off of what
Reed,
Rabbit Raz
hey,
is saying.
Rabbit Raz, you don't work for the Bleacher Report or Fan Sided, do you? 5 reasons why Reed will not be on the field this Saturday.
5 reasons why.
I'm
Trying to
googling
be
this.
on the sideline.
I'm googling this right now. Jordan Reed. Is she sure that he's out?
I'm double checking.
I guess I'm saying, are you sure is he out? But she's got to wait 20 seconds. Oh my goodness. I see questionable. He's downgraded to out officially. She's totally right. She's totally right. Why did I doubt?
Totally correct. Never should doubt it. See?
So this was the news I was talking about. This could be rough. And this means that VD, Vernon Davis, is going to have to step up. And where's Niles Paul, dude? If you remember, Niles Paul took the first string position from Jordan Reed at the beginning of last season and he got injured. And we haven't really seen much from him this year, even after he came back. It's been all Reed and VD the whole year so far. But you know what? I mean, how do you feel about this Jordan Reed injury and how it's going to affect us in this game coming up?
Dude, I think Jordan Reed, I worry about him a little bit, man. Don't you? I mean, doesn't it seem like he's always got like something going on, a hamstring injury, something?
They said this was his 5th concussion of his career.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's like almost as many concussions as you gave me growing up as a kid.
Almost. I think you had 7 or 8.
I
Maybe
can name them. There's one time that you dropped me off. There's one time that you dropped me off of your shoulders onto my head. There's one
you can't
time
name them because you forget now.
There's one time that
you
you threw like this javelin and hit me in the head.
It was actually a rusty iron pole, but go ahead.
It was like a big piece of rebar or something.
I did hit you in the head with that, yeah.
That's all.
You know what? You know what you should have been wearing, dude? You should have been wearing this. That would have protected you. If you just went through life as a child wearing this, you would be in so much better shape.
I know. But I'm sitting here wondering why sometimes it's hard for me to remember what happened during the game, and now I'm thinking that a lot of it might be your fault, dude. Anyway, Jordan Reed, he's out, according to Rabbit Raz, our injury report specialist. And, yeah, I mean, I'm a little concerned about it, but I also think we have enough weapons that could step up and fill the void. I mean, if Jordan Reed's able to get 10 catches a game, maybe Kirk Cousins will let one go deep to Deshaun Jackson. Because in that whole game, I was like, where's Deshaun? Why is he not taking shots deep on this team?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we got Deshaun. I mean, we've got. The other injury though is Doxson. What's up with that guy? Is he going to be a bust? But I mean, Jamison Crowder is stepping up. He's good to go. But we'll see how. I know they're going to miss Jordan Reed, and he's really good, and he draws a lot of attention from the defense. But I think we can overcome that injury in this game. What do you think?
Yep, I think so. I mean, I don't know. I wish that I was thinking about what you said about why don't we go deep to Deshaun. I think that he was covered. I was watching him a few times. And he just seemed it's like he couldn't get open. Yeah. He was down the sideline quite a bit, and I think they just had him pretty well covered. Which, with Deshaun, after that happens for like half of a game, he just looks really frustrated. Like he goes off the field like, man, I can't get the ball. Although
he doesn't whine like some of those dudes like T.O. Deshaun Jackson's actually been a pretty good team player this year.
Yeah, I agree with that. Speaking of Deshaun Jackson, our source Rabbit Rads just told us, asked us, and this is something that I had read this week. It was all over, especially the various Philly blogs and Philly online media coming out, that Deshaun Jackson talking about how he would be open to returning to the Eagles if he's a free agent after the year.
Oh, I didn't really see any of that. I saw some stuff that was basically said he didn't hold a grudge against them now that Chip, what does John call him? Jabba the Hutt Kelly's gone.
Chip Kelly.
I mean,
that he's gone.
Well, whatever. I mean, Deshaun Jackson, we haven't been using him. And we're not going to keep him and Pierre Garçon with Jamison Crowder stepping up, and then we sign Doxson. We can't. We've got to get rid of one of those guys or let one of them go and focus on, I don't know, a nose tackle, someone that can stop dudes gashing us up the middle for 8 yards on every run, running through, as Sam Rosen would say, a gaping hole.
Yeah, a gaping hole.
That's what I think. Anyway, the other injury was Sua Cravens. Did you hear about that? Where he was saying that he was on Twitter saying that injury has caused him to start wearing glasses and he can't track objects that are in motion.
No, I didn't read that part.
That could be. And the Redskins are like,
what?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't track,
and he put that on Twitter.
Yeah, dude, it was like a video or something of him, and he's like saying that he had to start wearing glasses after this injury, and what I just said. I'm not going to repeat myself.
That's messed up.
Yeah, so I'm concerned about that injury too.
Jay Gruden basically said, I'm reading it right now, those glasses are just part of his rehabilitation. He's coming along pretty good. He's still in the program. We're hoping to get positive results here shortly. As far as his Snapchat is concerned, I think he deleted his account, hopefully for a week or so, I guess.
In other words, he's like, dude, Sua, you got to be careful what you say in this business.
Interesting.
If you want the NFL to ever let you play again, you can't be saying stuff like, I can't track objects anymore, and now I have to wear glasses.
Can't track objects like footballs and other players.
I can't track moving objects. You're not going to be very good at making interceptions, I guess.
Life's a green screen, man, and everything just looks green to me. I can't find anything.
Yeah. All right, what other injuries we got? What about Norman? His arm. We have anything on that? Rabbit Raz?
He had it all wrapped up. I don't know. I mean, he came back obviously and he played.
I saw
not
he said he was
seeing-
going to play through the pain, I think. And
Yeah.
he was acting all like a tough dude. Like, yeah, I'm going to play through this pain. But if he can't use that hand, he was talking about how he likes to use his hands a lot to like jam people and stuff like that. And if he can't do that, I mean, how is that going to affect his play? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I know. Not seeing any update on Norman. I am seeing Bashad Breeland and Deshaun Phillips have been listed as questionable.
which is good because we need those guys to come back, even though that Rashad Breeland didn't have the greatest first few games. I mean, I think he's a solid player. So, we need him back. What other injuries? What other injuries do we have going on? Do you have them pulled up, or does she?
That's or does she? Don't you know that's Rabbit Rad's job now?
Rabbit Raz. Is it Rabbit Raz? Is that what it is?
Rabbit Rad's, yeah.
Rabbit Raz. Come on, you're slacking. Hold on. This is just for Rabbit Raz. And this is tongue in cheek. You ready?
Yeah, we were talking about the tight end depth, and Brad Ritchie says on paper the tight end depth is there on paper.
On paper.
On paper.
We know how good paper is. I'm just kidding. All right, Brad Ritchie. Yeah, I would agree with. I mean, I think the tight end with depth is definitely there on paper, and someone needs to step up. What was that? Speaking of, dude, what was up with that bomb pass that Kirk Cousins tried to throw to VD in the game? I was like, why is he going deep? Whatever. It didn't.
I have
work.
no idea.
There's a couple of plays where I'm just like, Jay Gruden,
Oh, why'd you do that?
why are you doing that? Like going for it at weird times and not going for it at weird other times.
Yeah, or like when you go for it at weird times, you have to get like 8 yards and you run like a 3-yard play.
Or it's like, 3rd and 2 and you try to throw some weird back
bomb.
across the field bomb slant play over the middle.
It makes you wonder if like he called that, did it just get screwed up? Did Cousins have no option, so he was just trying to make something work? I don't know.
Some stuff Jay Gruden does. I remember John texting me and saying something to the effect of, sometimes I just don't think he's very smart.
I think that every week.
It's like,
Every
does he
week.
just not have the intelligence that everyone else does? And everyone's like, man, he must know something we don't. That's why he's the coach. Sometimes I think these people are like geniuses, and other times I think, just like any other industry, they just kind of work their way into their positions because you're like, is this guy really smart enough to be doing that? I mean, why is he here? Anyway.
I don't know. I mean, I did think there were a number of people. Let's do game balls. Let's do that.
We have to do kicks first, dude.
All right, let's
won.
do kicks.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
This week's Kicking the Balls Award is brought to you by Brad Ritchie. You can find Brad Ritchie every week when we go live on YouTube, and you can chat with him.
Brad Ritchie and Rabbit Raz.
And Rabbit Raz. Yeah, all right, Kicking the Balls Award. Let me see here. Dude, I haven't even put any thought into this Kicking the Balls Award. I'm going to have to give my Kicking the Balls Award to... You ready for this? You ready for this? Chet Baker.
Why? Why Chet?
For belly bumping his coach right on his butt.
Oh, dude, that's a good one. That was hilarious.
Oh, man, it was hilarious. What was that coach thinking? He was like, oh, no, this isn't going to end well. And then the camera pulled off of it. I'm like, what happened to that dude?
You know why you could also give Chet Baker? He didn't even have any tackles.
He didn't?
No. He had no tackles on the day.
I'm really not going to give a Kick in the Balls award to anyone on the defense because in the second half, they were stout. Although we did get run over in the first half. I can't specifically remember. I'm sure there's someone on defense I could give the Kick in the Balls award to.
Well, you already gave it. Let me give mine.
Duke Ihinachu. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to give mine to Matt Jones for losing that fumble.
Oh yeah, dude. Hold on. Dude, I think he got benched after that. I was chatting with you and John on texting, and I was like, did he get benched? Because I've only seen Fat Rob and Chris Thompson for a long time after that. Like he got benched for a quarter.
Fat Rob, man, my back's so messed up right now, and just laughing is like totally making it kill me.
I thought you had some
Fat
inside
Rob.
joke going on over there with Rabbit Raz, the way you were like laughing while I was talking.
No, dude. It's like one of those things when I laugh, it hurts, but that makes me laugh more.
What, Fat Rob?
Rabbit Rat says that her kicking the balls award goes to the wind gusting in all directions and couldn't go more than 20 yards without doing its own pass interference.
And I mean, the wind was rough. The wind was
It was.
rough. And you know
Yep.
who else gives it the kick in the balls award? The kicker. Oh man. Although I have to say that
Let's move on.
Tress Way had a pretty good day.
Yeah, he did. Windy Way.
Oh man.
Tress Way did have a pretty good day.
But all right, go ahead, dude. So what
No, I was just going to say, Tress Way on the day, he had 6 punts on the day for 253 yards. His longest was a 61-yarder, but only 2 of them inside of the 20. 2 of them were touchbacks. So I would give him I'd give him a C+, B- on the day.
That's it.
That's it, man.
I think he's pretty good.
He's all right. He wasn't spectacular.
What?
Yep.
All I know is I was really concerned about that missed extra point from the whole beginning of the game. I was like, this is going to haunt us. This is going to haunt us. This is going to haunt us. But luckily it did not.
Yeah. Dustin Hopkins was, hating that wind. Hating it. He had a perfect record going into this game.
A mighty wind is blowing across the land and sea. It's blowing peace and freedom. It's blowing you and me.
Let's give game balls. There's a bunch of people to talk about that had some good stuff.
All right.
And now, the coveted and ever-elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award is brought to you by Brad Ritchie. Wait, or did he bring the other one? Rabbit Raz.
Rabid Red.
And DJ Cool 14.
Yep. I got to give my game ball this week to Will Compton, big linebacker.
Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Nebraska, actually. He's actually from Ohio, but he went to Nebraska. Dude, I just thought he had a really super strong game. He just seemed kind of everywhere. And, when you look at his numbers on the day, 9 tackles, 8 of them were solo tackles, and 2 tackles for loss on the day.
Yeah, and I got to say, the entire defense compared to against the Browns game where no one could tackle anyone, there weren't nearly as many missed tackles in this game. Not at all. There was actually Preston Smith, I remember, had a really huge open field tackle that saved a first down. And that's why I thought the defense, maybe not even so much statistically, but I thought they played a lot better. Like maybe something clicked with them.
Yep.
So, dude, my Game Ball Award, I got 2 Game Ball Awards. I'm going to give John's Game Ball Award. John's Game Ball Award is going to go to Jamison Crowder, who had a huge game, and you can look at his stats, including the punt return for a touchdown. And then on the next kick, the next punt, who was the guy that brought the next one back? Like 50 yards.
That was Will Blackman.
Yeah, Will Blackman had a huge return.
45 yards on that coming back. And that's what I was going to say if you didn't bring it up, man, because I wasn't sure who your game ball was going to. But the return teams were doing great. I mean, it's like if they could get their hands on the ball, it was coming back. They had that 45-yarder from Blackman, the 85-yard touchdown return from Jamison Crowder. And really, those are the only 2 that came back that we touched. The other one, Crowder caught in traffic, and he only got 4 yards on that. But man, I thought those guys really stepped up. And it's not just those guys running it back; it's also special teams understanding how to position themselves and make the blocks and not get the penalties. Because of course, as Crowder brought that one all the way back, I thought, yeah, that's great. I'm sure it's going to be coming back because somebody blocked to the back or somebody was holding, but it wasn't the case. So hats off to special teams.
Oh, dude, pretty much every time the Redskins do something good in the last 2 years or 5 years, before I even cheer or anything, I just wait for the flag.
I know. I'm like,
at least
is there
20
a flag?
seconds. I'm like, wait,
And
no late
it's
flag?
like-
Oh, yeah!
It's like I cheer for no flag before I cheer for the score or whatever happened.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the other thing, the defense played well, and the penalties, there was like none. And I think the Ravens had like 10 penalties or something.
Yep.
That was huge too. So you said that the yards and everything were about even, but once you subtract out penalties, there's a big difference. Yeah, and my game ball though is not Jamison Crowder, that's John's. My game ball is going to Pierre Garçon because I thought he had the pivotal. He had the touchdown and he had a few catches. I don't exactly remember. There was one in the beginning. I think it was a third down, and it was like a 20-yard catch over on the right side. He had a few catches that I think kept us in the game early, and that touchdown catch. And
Yep.
he's always making catches at the time we need them the most.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Rabbit Raz just chimed in, and just a bit of trivia here let us know that Crowder punt return for a touchdown, that's not been done since Santana Moss did it in 2008. So we've been 8 years
Are you
since
kidding
we've had a
me?
return. Yep.
And like 25 since they've won a Super Bowl.
We won't talk about that, man.
Hey, that's
won't
better
talk
than the
about that.
Eagles.
A quarter century coming. It's a Super Bowl on the way. I got a song coming up for this. I can feel it.
And it's Tom Jones.
I know, right?
There's a Super Bowl coming.
Super Bowl is a coming your way today.
It's been 25 years since we beat the Bills. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
All right, what else do we need to do before we wrap this thing out? Anything?
yeah, I don't know. I guess we can touch on the game this week coming up. What time's the game?
1 o'clock on Fox. Redskins at home versus the Eagles. We got to beat them. Eagles coming off their first loss, so they're not walking around as brazen as they were before. They're fans.
That's right. So what
Go
is
Birds!
standings wise? Let's
Go
talk about standings for a
Birds!
second. If we beat the Eagles tomorrow, and if Dallas loses tomorrow,
Then I think we will be in second place.
the Giants are in last, right?
Yeah, but see, the Giants beat the Cowboys, so there's always that intertwining beating each other thing. That
I know.
happens.
It's like, yeah.
But I think if we win tomorrow and the Cowboys lose, then we will be behind the Cowboys in second place. Am I right?
What we really need to just be concerned with is let's just go
We
win
just need to
tomorrow.
win. We just
We
need
just need to win every week, 1 week at a time. Just win every week.
Yeah, but 3 wins in a row were huge for us. I mean, we didn't start off well. But it's looking better, dudes. It's looking better. It's looking better now that John is back. He's got his new heart. We'll be able to go to some Redskins games because we
That's
haven't
right.
been. We haven't been able to. John hasn't been able to travel last season or this season while he was on his heart assist device.
Yep.
It's called a ventricle assist device. He couldn't travel more than like a half hour away from the hospital in case a transplant heart became available.
Yeah. That's the thing, because when the heart became available, he needed to go right then. So,
Yeah.
that would suck if we're sitting at the game at FedEx enjoying that, and then suddenly there's a heart for him. And although I bet if we ran down and told the Redskins folks, they would fly him back to Norfolk
I
in
don't
their
know.
chopper.
I don't know.
They
man.
could get him there.
You can never rely on Dan
Help will be
Snyder.
choppering in, dude. Help
did-
will be choppering in.
But anyway, the good news is that everything's going well in his recovery. He's back out of the hospital for the second time. They couldn't find anything that was causing this little fever, and his fever's gone now. So the
And
good
he
news
feels
is
great.
he's on the mend. I don't think he feels great. He said he
Well,
said,
he said
he said he's really
he was
tired.
feeling good. but he felt fine aside from obviously, the pains that come along with the surgery, but nothing else out of the ordinary.
Yeah. So, let's keep sending them some email and praying and giving them your good thoughts. And
yeah, send them your emails. Tell them you're thinking about them, John at harryhogfootball.com.
And another shout out to our benevolent sponsor, Desmond C. Lee. You can reach us, Redskins fan, at harryhogfootball.com or Aaron, Josh, or John at harryhogfootball.com. You can tweet at us at harryhog. You can call us at 177-HARRY-HOG, which is a voicemail system that will hear the message. Or you can join us on our live stream next time. We're going to try to do the halftime report again this week. Josh, are you up for that? Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to jump on YouTube live stream at halftime for like 5 to 10 minutes to give our thoughts and do the chat. So tune in for that during the game. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Oh, I got to get some end music. I got so much stuff going on now. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And if you see a Cowboys fan,
yeah, you know what to do.
Yoga.